What's up, guys? What's up, guys? Some J Frosty back at it again. Today's episode of J Frosty Garage. Okay, the wagon works. 620 is working as well. The Cayenne needs me to order some parts, but I don't have enough money for them, so that's gotta wait. And every time I walk past this, it smells like bad gasoline. So I think it's time to take the fuel tank out of this and set it aside and start figuring out what is the solution to be able to get fuel to the front of this thing. Because I don't trust the tank that's in it or that filler neck at all. I think all that stuff's got to go. So we'll start doing that, I guess, and see how it goes. So I think these straps here look like pretty good candidates to make the thing come off. Pretty straightforward. They look like 12 millimeters. I could drain this first, but I have a feeling what's inside of it is a jelly. Gasoline goes bad, of course, and this thing's been parked. Most recent inspection, 2012. It's 2025 now, so any gasoline that's in there is for sure just trash. Behind this is access to the fuel pump, sending unit, etc. There's probably some things to disconnect here related to the tank in order to get that to drop down. All right. Anybody live in here? Yeah, this smells terrible. Very crusty. And I think if we can take this off without taking the sending unit, yeah. Leave that in so we don't access the gas. As for this setup, probably 17 millimeter. 17 is what fits. I think I'll try to work with this thing first. Everybody's favorite hose clamp. If you hate these as much as I do, then comment below. Now, I'm not sure what's going to happen here because, ouch. Ow, fuck me, dude. Alright. Crusty, but it came off of there. And let's see about this one. All right, so that's those. So there's kind of a lot going on in here in terms of loose bolts and stuff like that. So if this does go back together at any point, it will be nice to know I have the right hardware. And what do you think these are, 12? Probably 10. 10 mil. Running out of reasons not to take that strap down. Those look like 12 millimeters to me. Looks like probably if I hold the top nut and then probably air on the bottom, that should make quick work of those. When I lower the jack, that should come right on down. I'm gonna have to convince it a little bit. I don't know how much is connected up in here. Caught on that side. Some kind of plastic thing holding it. Shouldn't be too complicated to pry off, I hope. Oh, it's this whole setup. This looks like this whole plastic thing has to come down. Okay. Anything alive in there? Ugh. Okay. It's crazy how much shit's up in this thing. Whew. Yeah, it's crusty as fuck. So I think I'll throw that stuff away and try to get these things disconnected so the tank can come down. Okay, that's looking more promising. Well, I'm not gonna need this shit anyway. There you have it. There's that off, the filler neck. Yeah, I think it's a good idea to replace. And is the tank out? Not yet. If not, why not? Okay, we got some shit attached to it still. I think same deal. So we're gonna have to replace these anyway. Fuel tank is out and heavy. I don't really feel too bad about that. I think that looks okay under there for what it is. I'll just have to replace that fuel line I cut. I think I'll get replacement tank, sending unit, fuel pump, the whole deal, and just go new. All I have to do is strap it in, keep the same straps, and just one new line there, and I think that should be the fuel system. Surprisingly not as bad as I thought. It's definitely out, so that's good. That's a start. The next thing to address, a friend of mine was over and we started pulling connections and hoses and things like that off of the engine in the front. I didn't record any of that. It's more important to just hang out with your buddies than it is to make content or whatever. So this is partially started, so you're gonna miss some of that, which is fine. In general, this thing's disconnected from the radiator. Air conditioning's off, power steering's disconnected, vacuum lines are off, wiring harness is disconnected, probably more than it needs to be. I made little notes of things so I can put them back. Hopefully, I think this is pretty much ready to come out except for what's under the car, which is shift linkage and the exhaust. Exhaust on this one is separated back here. It separates at the collector. So now I need to get the exhaust separated at that same point and also get the shift linkages apart. So that's what I'm gonna try to do now. Yikes, that looks insane. Wonder if I should just start with cutting it. Why fuck around? Yeah, we just cut that off on both sides. Yep, that's the easiest possible way to do that. Let's see about these shift linkages. There they are. One comes out of there. I'm not sure about that one. So we'll take a look at the new one. I guess new is a bit of a stretch, but we'll take a look at the other one. In there. Okay. Interesting piece of kit. I haven't seen that before. There's a C-clip, which probably just pushes off. It does, and it's over there. And then what's this, a pin? Probably hammers out, I bet. And then with that out of the way, get a 12 mil on this. I should probably just start with hitting this. The longer this shit works, the better probably. So go ahead and blast that right on there. Probably can't hurt on this either. Maybe. I doubt it. Just gonna be trying to spread it rather than tapping it through. I'm certain this is not how you're supposed to do it. However, that's what I got. No movement of any type. Might be asking the internet how you get this shit off of here. I guess I could hit it with a bigger hammer. Not really feeling the way that that's working, so I'm going to consult the internet. Let's see what the internet has to say about how you remove the pin from a D-series transmission shift linkage. Time to look into it. Okay, the internet says that thing is called a bitch pin, named for obvious reasons. And they gave me the advice to hit it with a larger thing. So I'm using a bolt now instead of the little driver there. I'll try to hit this with a hammer and see if I can get the bitch pin out. Ouch. Yeah, okay, coming on out. All right. Bitch pin removed. I think that's all the stuff off the bottom of the car. Now what I need to do is get the axles out of the transmission. Okay, see if I can figure out what to do and remember what to do. I think I'll just start with saturating everything with penetrating blaster. Every bolt. That looks like I already took it out at one point. Anything that was ever a bolt, wrench it. Let it work. All right. I need to pry this loose, take that nut off. I think just get the bottom castle nut off and then separate that ball joint. Take the fork off. That should allow the knuckle to swing out to the side and then axle comes out this way. Pry that out so it looks straight. I'm gonna put a big old impact on there and that's gonna come right loose. First try. 1 1/4 inch. I'm sure it's metric, but that size, pretty well all the same. Let my compressor build back up. Try tightening a little bit. Loose again. Easy peasy, no problem. There's a good chance this cotter pin is just rust. Probably just break off. Yeah, I saw that coming kinda. Well, the 17 on it, hit it with some air. Surprised, it came off no problem. Save some of the hardware. I'm gonna need some of this stuff. This is loose now, so I need to separate the ball joint. There's an old trick that used to work for these. Put a breaker bar in here and then lower the car down on it. Let's see if we can do it. So you jack up the knuckle, then you shove some shit in here, then you release the weight of the car. Nope, no dice. Okay, oh, well, actually that might still be helpful. All right, that did break loose. Not quite the intended method, but same results. Now, getting this out. What's the secret? Just smack it a bunch of times with a hammer. How about it? I can't believe that was the actual answer. The axle should swing right out, and it does. All right, now, can I just pull this? I doubt it. Gotta get in there with a big old pry bar. And we separate the transmission here. This shit comes right out. All right, great. One more time on this side. There we go. This should slide right out now. Yep, no big deal. And the axle is free. Okay. So now I think the engine is ready to come out. I don't think there's anything left holding it in. I will do a couple things. Before doing that, I want to take the fender liners out. So there's a couple of things to do, but not too much. Doing the fender liner, taking it out. Curious to see what's behind it. We've got a few real screws here. These are in case you have front mud flaps. This one does not. And then everything else is a plastic bullshit. This should be the worst spot here. This is where debris collects behind the guard. Nothing alive again, still nice. Nothing's coming out mad at me, so guess we'll keep it moving. I'll do the same on the other side. Oh, look at that. Well, I'm glad I didn't meet those guys. See you later. What else we got? Torque mount off, trash, power steering, tensioner. That I may want. Torque mount. All that's left are the transmission mount, engine mount on this side, and engine mount on this side. The most pain in the ass one being the transmission mount. I think that's the bolt there. I think I'm pretty close to support the engine and start taking bolts out. All right, I think what I'll do now is lift the car up in order to get it to sit lower on those jack stands. So I'll just raise it up, drop the stands, put the car back down so that when I raise the engine, I don't have to go as high. I don't know how much lift I've got. Okay. Uh-huh. Lifting points are a bracket on the front on this side. All right, I'm taking this bolt out, and it's just a tedious piece of shit. I didn't record breaking it loose because it's really like literally just 20 or 30 minutes of me swearing. Nothing to salvage out of that, but the bolt is loose now and turning. So I hope if I get that out of there, I should just have that mount and this mount, which I assume will be easier. I think mostly this one's a pain in the ass because of how you get to it, which like you just kind of don't. Definitely pain in the buns. I think I'm gonna have to pry on it while turning in order to get it to come out. The bolt's annoying. Piece of shit. So pry it probably like that while turning the bolt. Okay. Wow. All right, that's difficult to describe what a pain in the ass that bolt is, but now it's out. I'm looking at this bolt. Oh my gosh. These should be less of a pain in the ass, I'm hoping. Oh, f it, we'll blast those off. What? I've never heard of that. The engine mount just sheared off? Okay, great. Okay, let's lift it. It's almost past there. AC line. All right, a couple things there. Holding me up, looks like a 10 mil. Okay, and this needs to come off. That should be the wiring harness separate. Just look it over. I don't see anything else that looks like it's hung up, so I'm gonna go right on up over and out. I will be smarter than to put my hand under it, but I believe that's completely free. And it is. Okay, so engine's out. Happy birthday to me. Today is my birthday. So this is a nice gift. Okay, well, there you have it. The engine is out. What do you see that looks like it sucks? Yep. Oh my. Holy hell. That is one honking hole in the frame rail. This thing is just more and more of a piece of shit every time I interact with it. Well, maybe I can put some silicone in it, you know, see how well my silicone repair is holding up. It's looking pretty good. So I'll probably just do that again, but here, that'll fix that, I bet. Or whatever. I don't know, who cares? And there they are. Old, also old, but hopefully not as broken. And that's what I've got going on today. Thanks for hanging out with me while I work on this piece of shit. 93 Honda Civic. Okay, cheers.